Today I choose to follow you.
Good morning. It's Friday, the 22nd of October, and what an awesome morning. I've already had some coffee with the guys this morning, and we had quite an interesting discussion. And looking forward to the weekend. The Lord's laid an awesome message on my heart to share, and looking forward to being together with the saints in God's house on Sunday. Trust that you're planning on making a trip to a church this Sunday, and wherever you fellowship, may you be a blessing. May you remember that you don't come only to receive, but to give. And this is Coffee with God. It's a special Friday morning in the sense that I want to share something with you out of Hebrews 5, verse 8. Hebrews 5, verse 8. And this morning, it's Coffee with God, but I've got a special coffee here this morning. In Afrikaans, we have a buck, which is a sable, that's called a swart wit pens. So this morning, I want to introduce you to a swart wit pens. Now, I normally drink my coffee black, and you can see here, this is an espresso shot that I've poured, and the crema on the top is absolutely amazing. But at the bottom, I've put some condensed milk. And what's interesting is you put the coffee in first, and then you pour the condensed milk, and because it's heavier, it goes through the coffee, pushes the coffee to the top, and it sits at the bottom. Nou wat lekker is van hierdie is, jy kry die espresso smaak, daai sterk koffie bo, en is warm natuurlik, en dan agterna kry jy daai ongelooflike soet shot van kondensmelk. So ek gaan vanoggend, omdat ek al reeds 'n paar koffies in het, gaan hierdie net 'n caffeine shot wees. So geniet maar jou swart wit pens. Nou sê net vir my teedrinkers, hoe kan jy so iets maak met tee? Dis nie dieselfde nie. But let's get through this so we can get to what I want to share with you out of Hebrews 5. Man, I can recommend it. If you want to come and have one with me, make a turn. We'll have a shooter together. You and the dominee can have a shooter together. Hebrews 5 verse 8 says, although he was a son, and this is talking about Jesus Christ, although he was a son, he learned obedience from the things which he suffered. Now, even the Son of God, who, if you think about it, in the same family, so God the Father and his Son, and even though they had that relationship, and remember, a relationship that Jesus has with his Father is one based on perfect love, on absolute godly love. And yet it's interesting, it says that he learned obedience through suffering, through that which he suffered. Now, we may declare our father, our biological father, you're my dad. And that means out of that relationship, I obey you. But sometimes that relationship is not solely based on love, but it can be fear, it can be dominance, it can be whatever. It could be just respect. And what I want to say is, if you want to be obedient to he who has authority over you, it must be based on love. Love helps you be obedient to the one who asks you, because it's easy to obey and it's easy to be obedient if the person above you asks you to do things that you want to do. I would love you better finish that ice cream. I want you to take this money and go and spoil yourself. It's easy to obey those kind of commands. But when the commands cause us hardship, cause us to suffer a little bit, cause us to wonder what's the motive behind the asking of us to do this thing, then if there's no love and there's no love relationship, then it becomes more difficult to obey. God and Jesus had a loving relationship, and there was nothing wrong with their relationship. But Jesus had to learn obedience through doing the things which were not easy to do, to lay down his life, to suffer, for the sake of other people's sin, be battered and bruised and arrested and crucified and killed. It's through the suffering that he learned true obedience in his relationship to God the Father. And he was able to obey through the suffering, through the incredible suffering, and not call for help because of the love that he had for his Father. So as you go into this day, and maybe you're a father, work on love in your children so that they are easier able to obey you out of love, and they will be able to then carry out the things which, in obedience to you, cause them to suffer. We who are Christians, we're called to allow the will of God. Ons moet die wil van God laat geskied in ons lewens. En partykeer moet ons opoffer om gehoorsaam te wees. Maar as die liefde in plek is, dan is dit maklik om daai opoffering te maak en deur ons lyding gehoorsaamheid te leer. En onder dit alles, die krag om gehoorsaam te wees, veral in take en in opdragte wat ons nie van hou en wat ons nie verstaan nie en wat nie vir ons sin maak nie, maar hoekom moet ek dit doen? Hoekom moet ek so toe gaan? My kind kan nie eers Afrikaans praat, nou moet ek na 'n Afrikaanse gemeenskap toe gaan, ek met my kind in 'n Afrikaanse skool, ek moet hom ontwrig. Maar as ek lief is vir die Vader en ek vertrou dat dit wat hy van my vra, gaan ten goeie uitwerk, en hy gaan, my geliefdes, as ek my gehoorsaamheid aan God in my roeping, en die besluite wat ek maak, my kinders of my vrou negatief affekteer, moet ek God goed genoeg vertrou dat enige iets wat hulle as gevolg van my gehoorsaamheid moet deurgaan, gaan hy hulle help daarmee. Maar dit alles kom op neer. Jy leer hoe om 'n seun te wees, al is jy 'n seun, al is jy in daai verhouding, al is jy Christen. Jy leer gehoorsaamheid deur dit wat deur jy gaan, wat 'n lyding vir jou is. That which is for you suffering. That's how you learn obedience. It's not in the easy things. It's in the difficult things that God calls you to do. And sometimes even in a work relationship, it's easy to do the tasks that you like doing for your boss, but when your boss asks you to do something that is difficult for you, not wrong, but difficult, that's where you learn obedience. That's where you learn, that's how this relationship gets cemented. It's in the hard times of testing. Marriage, children, work, this is applicable all the way through. But Jesus Christ is our example. Although he was a son, he learned obedience through the things he suffered. May you have a wonderful Friday. I haven't got anything left of the swart wit pens to end off this morning session with, but I trust you finish off your coffee and you enjoy the rest of your Friday. The Lord bless you.